action. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, you guys? My name is Octavia, and you are watching Off Script. Okay, so this episode is related to finding yourself after motherhood, or basically just rediscovering the new you. Okay, and I just want to say this real quick. I'm going to be saying mom, mom, mom a lot because I'm a mom, but this video is related to moms, parents, dads, just any parent at all, right? So, and so also I want to say, I'm talking about this episode not because I have conquered or mastered finding myself after momhood, because this is something that I'm currently doing and currently, just trying to get right? But I do still think it was important to make this video only because, sometimes, so we're pouring so much into our kid, right? But, when we're pouring from an empty cup, then we're not really pouring anything at all, right? So we need to, fill up our cup, right? We need to get stuff in us so that we have something to pour out. So that's why I thought this video was important. So I'm going to be sharing tools, tricks, points, whatever, that I use to help me try to rediscover this new me, right? And shout out to my coworker Diane, because we were actually at work in the break room. I was crying because of breastfeeding, right? I breastfed my daughter for like 9 or 10 months, and I was in the break room crying, because I'm just like, this is stressful. And she said something to me. She was like, she asked me a question. She was like, do you feel like you're giving your daughter the best version of yourself? And I was like, girl, what you mean? Of course. But I really wasn't, I really wasn't. And I had to think about that. And I'm like, if something is stressing me out or has such an effect on me that I'm not able to give my child the best version of me, then I want to reevaluate what I'm doing, right? And for me, it was breastfeeding. For you, it could be, it could be anything, but that's my story, right? So whatever that looks like for you. So number one is letting go of unrealistic expectations. Y'all, this is a good one because you got to think about it. We have when you become a parent, right? People are going to tell you how to parent. You're going to see stuff on social media and watch movies on how to parent. Let me just say this. I took all of the parenting classes. I took the parenting classes, the breastfeeding classes, and the birthing classes. I paid for all that, did all that, and literally probably 3% of that stuff I utilized, okay? Let me say that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. We're taking in all this stuff, right? And, when you don't live up to these standards of how, you expect things to be, then you're going to be disappointed every single time. And my issue was letting go of the expectation I created for myself of what type of parent I thought I would be, right? Because you're pregnant and you're just thinking like, oh, I'm going to be this type of mom. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then none of that happens, or just some of that happens. And it's like, what am I doing? But it's like, no, like you're disappointed based off this expectation you created for yourself. But what's reality? Reality is my kid is well taken care of. She's loved. My husband thinks I'm a great mom. I think I'm a great mom. My daughter think I'm a bomb mom. So it's like, you have to let go of these expectations, of these unrealistic expectations, whether you created them for yourself or someone else did, okay? And someone said comparison is the thief of joy, and that is very true. Don't be out here comparing yourself to these moms that you don't even know, based off a picture or a video they may post, okay? Don't do it, okay? And listen, I don't know if I have the right to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Like, it is normal to lose yourself after becoming a mom. Like, it is normal. It is normal. It's a new version of you, right? Like, you are no longer this person. It's a whole world you have to now wrap your head around, okay?
And I don't know if this is gonna sound crazy. I was willing to completely die to any form of me that I had been. so that I can birth the woman that I was becoming. The reason why a lot of people won't become who they want is because they're too attached to who they've been. And you hear it all the time when people say, I've always been this way. Okay, well, if that's working for you, keep doing that. I knew it wasn't working for me any longer.
And what we have to do is check our expectations. This is the new you. Sit with this new you. Hug and love on this new you. Embrace this new you and build up this new you, okay? Just build up this new you and just, be the best version of this new you that you can be, okay? And if you do that, you doing the dang on thing, okay? So let go of these unrealistic expectations.
Let it go, can't hold it back anymore.
Number 2. So listen, number 2 is not up for debate, discussion, and it's not to be compromised. Number 2 is prioritize yourself, okay? Listen, we have to prioritize ourselves because like I said earlier, pouring from an empty cup is just not pouring at all, right? So we have to prioritize ourselves, do things that's going to fill up our cup, right? So whatever that looks like for you, whether that's prayer, meditation, working out, journaling, reading, hanging out with the girls, having a little drinky drink, whatever that looks like for you, right? Some things like maximize your you time, okay? So how I do that, like even if I'm with my child by myself, right? Like right now I'm home with my child by myself, so she's asleep. So when I wake up in the morning earlier than she does, I'll work out, meditate, do whatever I want to do, right? And then right now she's taking her afternoon nap. I'm shooting this video, right? This is what I choose to do. And after this, I'm going to do something else. And then tonight when she goes to sleep, I'll do a little bit of something else, right? Because I figure like, okay, my kid is at an age where she needs about 10 to 12 hours of sleep, right? And I only need like 7 or 8. So that gives me 8, not too long. That gives me like 4 hours, 8, not too long. Yeah, that gives me about like around 4 hours to do what I want to do, okay? So maximize your you time. And listen, Kate Reed says self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you. By definition, y'all, self-care is just the practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. That's all it is, okay? So it's not selfish. It's not something that you need to compromise on, okay? Because you are trying to preserve and improve your own health, okay? Because you got to take care of you to take care of others. Okay? Do things like that excite you, right? Like do things that you want to do that excite you. But anyway, number 3. So number 3 is, y'all, asking for help. And if someone offers to help you, accept the help. And listen, like I'm still trying to figure this out myself. Like I'm still trying to like accept the help, I guess. Because for example, right, I'll be looking at the calendar. I'll tell my husband like, oh, like we have to do this and this day. He'll be like, oh, well, let's just ask my mom to watch Ava. And I'm like, why we gotta ask your mama to watch her? Why can't we just figure this out? But it's like, why wouldn't we ask his mom to help, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially if somebody is willing to help. So ask for help, accept the help. I would, what I would do is find 1 to 3 people that you trust with your child and keep them in rotation. Keep them in rotation. Like you want to get her once a month, you want to get him once a month, you want to get her, even if it's just for a few hours in a day, honey, like anything counts, okay? Whether that's whether it's hour or a day or weekend, whatever, like take the help that's you getting offered, okay? Accept the help, okay? And Barack Obama said, he was like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it, because asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength because it shows that you have the courage to admit that you need the help, okay? It's courage, people. Is to have some courage, people. Have some courage. The last thing I want to talk about is forgiving yourself. Like we have to forgive ourselves, okay? Because like when we don't meet these unrealistic expectations, when we don't prioritize ourselves, because we won't prioritize ourselves every single day, and when we don't ask or accept the help every single time, because nobody's perfect, we won't get this right every single time. It's a process. So when we mess up, when we do these things, when we miss swim practice, when we yell at our kid out of frustration, when we are late for a doctor's appointment, like, we have to forgive ourselves, okay? And I think that's important because we put so much, stress on ourselves. Sometimes as parents, you have to give yourself grace and know that you are doing the best you can, okay? And if today wasn't the perfect day, then just try again tomorrow. And if every day you're trying your absolute best, then that's all that you could ask of yourself, okay? That's all that anyone could ask of you, okay? Do your absolute best. And if you feel like, you don't have anyone to turn to, anyone to talk to, anyone to lean on, you may not have a great support system, you may not have that village, feel free to comment below. But I understand if you don't want to, because you don't really know me like that, right? But something I do want you to do is take this number down, 1-833-9-HELP for moms. Again, that is 1-833-943-5746. Okay, and that is a number that you can reach out to for help. Like, y'all know how I do, and I'm in y'all with a quote every time. Okay, Les Brown said, "Ask for help, not because you are weak, but because you want to remain strong." And I'm going to say that again. Ask for help, not because you are weak, but because you want to remain strong. If that ain't a word, if that ain't a word. So, you guys, remember this. Positive vibes only. Be unapologetically you and do what brings you peace and love with love. I'm your girl, Octavia. It's been a pleasure. Until next time.